Around 476,000 years ago in present-day Zambia, along the Kalambo River, early humans constructed a wooden structure. Unlike most other wooden constructions and artifacts, the wooden structure in Zambia became fossilized due to having been buried beneath sandy and watery soil. The watery sediment had the effect of removing oxygen. Additionally, dissolved minerals in the water entered the wood and replaced some of the wooden structure. Both effects set the stage for preservation. As of the creation of this video, it is the oldest known evidence of early humans making a structure out of wood, and vastly predates the previous record of the 11,000-year-old wooden structure found at the Starkar archaeological site in the northeastern part of the United Kingdom. The construction in Zambia is so ancient that it was created 100,000 years before anatomically modern humans are known to have even existed, and suggests that early humans regularly built constructions out of wood. By contrast, the earliest fossils of anatomically modern Homo sapiens have been found in modern-day Morocco and are about 330,000 years old. The woodworking in Zambia displays a level of complexity that upends decades of preconceived notions regarding the behavioral characteristics of the early humans that preceded anatomically modern humans. Not only did the construction require deft and tactile precision, but it also would have required planning and teamwork with others. Many researchers surmise that wood saw widespread and sophisticated use during humankind's early years, to such an extent that if wood was more easily preserved like stone or bone, the Stone Age may instead have been referred to as the Wood Age. Interest in the area of Kalambo Falls in Zambia began in the 1950s and 1960s, when researchers found wood material that may have been worked on by human hands, but they were not able to successfully give a date to the potential artifacts. These materials consisted of stone tools and wooden objects that looked very much like they belonged to part of a building. In the early 2000s, Professor Larry Barham of the University of Liverpool and his team began working at the Kalambo Falls area to date the archaeological site there using modern methods and to look for more stone tools. Finding wood artifacts was the last thing they expected to find. However, on the very first day of a dig that took place in 2019, the researchers descended down a 30-feet incline toward the edge of the waters of the Kalambo River and spotted a chunk of wood sticking out from the side of a cliff. As their feet sank into the sandy soils of the Kalambo River, as it fed the 772 feet tall Kalambo waterfall downstream, researchers found 5 wooden objects exhibiting potential evidence of intentional human modification. Some of the objects were potentially used as digging tools or wedges, and date to between 390,000 to 324,000 years ago. However, the most important and momentous discovery was a pair of overlapping logs created from a bush willow tree that had been carved in such a way as to fit securely together like pieces from a Lincoln Log toy set. The smaller log was around 1 meter long and had ends that had been carved in the points. A notch had been carved in the middle. This notched end looped over and rested atop another modified and larger piece of wood, creating a secure fit. All wood specimens bore signs of intentional human modification, such as scrape, cut, and chop marks, all of which were likely produced by stone tools. 500,000 years ago, the ground near where the logs were found was likely damp and wet, so the logs could have been a portion of a platform or some other larger structure designed to allow for easy access to the waters of the Kalambo River. The hypothetical platform could have been used to make fishing easier, or to simply allow one to be able to walk across muddy grounds without getting dirty. Additionally, Larry Barham thinks the interlocking logs could be the remains of a shelter that was raised up on wooden poles above the river, but he is open to the possibility that it could have been something of an entirely different nature. The carbon-14 dating method was first used to date the logs, and produced a date of 50,000 years ago. However, the researchers noticed that there were many indicators showing that the specimen was far older than the 50,000 years old date. Further bolstering this doubt of the carbon-14 dating method's ability to produce an accurate result for the situation at hand is the fact that the method is unable to give back accurate readings for specimens older than 45,000 years old due to the relatively short half-life of carbon-14. It was clear that another method needed to be used to acquire an accurate date. The method they settled upon is called optically stimulated luminescence, which essentially determines how long grains of quartz and feldspar have been without sunlight. Quartz only needs to be exposed to sunlight for a very short amount of time, even just 2 minutes, for it to be fully charged and able to store energy after being denied sunlight. Using this method, the researchers tested and then calculated when the grains of quartz and feldspar located near the logs last received sunlight. This gave the researchers the date of 476,000 years ago. Several different early human species could have modified the logs. Homo erectus lived between 2 million and 100,000 years ago. Homo Heidelbergensis lived between 700,000 and 200,000 years ago. Additionally, a 300,000-year-old Heidelbergensis skull has been found at a different site in Zambia. Conversely, the structure could have been made by Homo sapiens, and scientists just have yet to find a Homo sapiens fossil dating back to over 500,000 years ago. Discoveries like these force researchers to go back to the drawing board and rethink any theories they may have made about the behavioral characteristics of the early humans that predated Homo sapiens. Whatever species the early humans were who constructed the interlocking logs near the Kalambo River, it is clear that the interlocking logs were likely part of a sizable construction that required teamwork, planning, resource gathering, and manufacturing. All of these activities would also require the early humans to live in a particular area for an extended period of time. The general purpose of the structure during its heyday of use could have been to make the lives of the early humans easier, such as by giving themselves something to sit on near the river as they did their daily chores. 500,000 years ago, the Kalambo River was likely a major food and water source for its early human inhabitants. According to Barham, the logs could have been part of a platform which served as a foundational support for a structure storing valuables such as firewood, tools, and food, or a structure where the early humans lived and slept in. Barham took this step further and has said that the early humans used their intelligence, imagination, and skills to create something they had never seen before, something that had never previously existed. To Barham, this is indicative of an abstract level of thinking, akin to pondering one's own existence, practicing a religious belief system, and probably even indirect evidence that the early humans probably had some kind of language system. Many other researchers have echoed Barham's theories by stating that the evidence of the structure strongly suggests that the early humans had advanced cognitive abilities, such as planning and the ability to imagine and picture in their heads what the completed object was supposed to look like before and during construction. Though these cognitive abilities were already surmised by researchers due to the early humans' creation of stone tools, an artificial creation as large and as complex as a wooden structure is on a higher level of complexity. The sophistication of the hypothesized and completed wooden construction based on the two interlocking logs would have required the early humans to remain in the same place of residence for an extended period of time, which contradicts the notion that all early humans were continuously roaming around as bands of hunter-gatherers. The area around the archaeological site 500,000 years ago may have been abundant enough with renewable resources that the early humans likely did not have to ever venture far from the Kalambo River water source. Between 470,000 and 274,000 years ago, the area also had extensive forest cover. These findings tie into other discoveries around the world, showing that the early humans that predated Homo sapiens likely possessed sophisticated woodworking skills. Crude wooden spears and sticks made for throwing have been found in the 1990s in northern Germany and are associated with Homo Heidelbergensis. A 780,000-year-old polished wood plank was dug up in 1989 near the Jordan River in an area that both Israel and Syria claim as their own. Much of the data gleaned from the research on the logs from Zambia has helped further along the research on the spear from Germany and the wooden plank from the Middle East. Archaeologists from Italy, who have studied wood tools found in Italy that likely have been made by Neanderthals, say that archaeological sites that are filled with water should be given more attention, as they could also hold evidence of early human woodworking. Paleoanthropologist Bruce Hardy of Kenyon College, who has studied Neanderthal fiber technology, has said that the ancient logs from Kalambo Falls seem exceptional now, but only because so little wood and other organic materials from this time have survived. 90% of the material culture of the past is missing. Paris Nkomwi, director of the Moto Moto Museum in Zambia, and also a researcher that worked on the Kalambo Falls archaeological site, is quoted to have said, "I was amazed to know that woodworking was such a deep-rooted tradition." Barham and others strongly believe that the Kalambo River site contains more ancient wooden objects, but before they pursue more digs of the sites, the researchers want to get the Zambian government to get UNESCO to recognize the site as a World Heritage Site. The wooden artifacts found at the Kalambo River site were shipped to the United Kingdom for analysis and preservation. When not undergoing testing, the wooden artifacts are stored in containers that replicate the watery environment that preserved them so well for 500,000 years. However, the eventual plan is to have the artifacts returned to Zambia for display. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed my documentary, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/World Chronicles.